You feel broke. Your bank account disagrees. That gap is the whole story. Feeling broke and being broke are two completely different financial realities. 57% of Americans can't cover a $1,000 emergency. Can you? The richest-looking people are often the most financially fragile. Always. Status is a zero-sum game. Wealth is not. Those are opposite things. Showing wealth is losing the game. Building it quietly, that's winning. Average new car payment, $726 a month, 72 months. That's $67,000 of car, mostly borrowed, for status points. If every Lamborghini were as common as a Civic, nobody would post it. What you own publicly and what you own privately rarely match. The neighbor with the BMW lease has the worst net worth on the block. Wealth is what you accumulate, not what you display. Opposite things. Freedom costs less than a Lamborghini, it costs a savings rate. Real freedom means no alarm clock, no commute, no ceiling on your time. That freedom isn't bought with income, it's built with margin. Margin is the difference between what you earn and what you spend. Guard it. Most people don't lose wealth in crashes. They lose it to lifestyle inflation. Every raise spent in full is a raise that never happened for your future. The spending you normalize today becomes the minimum you can't live without tomorrow. Social comparison is financial self-sabotage dressed as motivation. A man worth $100 million told me he was the poorest friend he had. Even the ultra-wealthy play the comparison game. It never stops unless you stop it. You win the money game the moment you stop playing other people's version of it. $50 a day earns you a spot in the world's top 20%. World Bank data. Half the world lives on under $5.50 a day. Your baseline is already extraordinary. Perspective doesn't fix your budget, but it does fix your mindset, and that matters. Your net worth doesn't care how you feel. It only responds to what you do. Tracking builds objectivity. Emotion without data is just expensive guessing. 9 years of expense tracking showed me one truth. My lifestyle cost barely moved. That flat spending line while income climbs, that gap is where wealth is built. Living below your means isn't deprivation, it's the purchase of future freedom. Every dollar not spent is a soldier deployed for your future. Permanently. Average personal debt, excluding mortgage, $21,800 per person. Most of that debt is credit card debt, the most expensive debt you can carry. Paying every bill on time, every month, puts you ahead of most of America. Debt management isn't glamorous. It's one of the most powerful financial moves there is. When debt is controlled, your money finally starts working for you, not against you. The 4 fundamentals. Emergency fund. Spending goals met. Debt controlled. Margin positive. If you have all 4, you're not just surviving, you're building something real. The gap between feeling broke and being broke. You're about to see exactly how wide it is. $2,000 in a high-yield savings account puts you ahead of 57%. 3 to 6 months of expenses saved is the real target. $2,000 is just the start. An emergency fund is not savings. It is the floor that keeps everything else from collapsing. Without a financial floor, every investment you make is one emergency away from zero. In the next section, I'm going to show you the mechanism behind net worth growth, but first, the number that changes retirement math completely. 90% of you aren't subscribed. Hit subscribe and drop a thumbs up. It helps more than you think. The 4% rule. Withdraw 4% yearly and your portfolio theoretically never runs out. Spend $40,000 a year? You need $1 million to retire under the 4% rule. Spend $100,000 a year? You need $2,500,000. Same math. This is the reversal. Your spending is your real retirement number, not your income. Lower your spending and your retirement target shrinks. The path gets shorter. Dramatically. Your income is not your wealth. Your savings rate is. These are not the same thing. Meet Marcus. Earns $90,000 a year. Saves $800 a month. Feels behind. Meet Jordan. Earns $65,000 a year. Saves $1,200 a month. Actually ahead. Same 20-year horizon. Jordan's portfolio grows 62% larger than Marcus's. Same salaries at 30. Different margins. The variable isn't income. It's what stays after expenses. Every single month. Automate your savings the day your paycheck arrives. Pay yourself first. Full stop. The budget isn't a restriction. It is the map that shows exactly where your freedom is. Track every category. Find where the money leaks are. Seal them before investing. Subscriptions are the modern lifestyle inflation trap. Small recurring fees that compound in reverse. $40 a month in unused subscriptions is $480 a year. gone silently. Your savings rate is not a number. It is the gap between who you are and who your money thinks you are. Most people increase spending with every raise. The disciplined ones increase their savings rate instead. A 20% savings rate on $60,000 a year is $12,000 invested annually. $12,000 a year in VOO at 10% average annual return grows to $209,000 in 10 years. VOO, the S&P 500 Index Fund. Vanguard, low cost, historically around 10% annually. VTI adds small and mid-cap exposure. Broader diversification, same low cost, same index discipline. SCHD adds dividend income, real cash generated by your portfolio every quarter. A 3-fund portfolio, VOO or VTI, SCHD, and an international fund. That's most of what you need. Diversification is not about owning more. It is about owning less of the wrong things. A Roth IRA shelters your investment growth from taxes permanently. IRS allows $7,000 a year if under 50. Peter Thiel turned his Roth IRA into over $5 billion. Tax-free. The account structure matters enormously. The best investment account isn't the one with the highest return. It's the one you actually fund. Consistency beats optimization every time. Boring monthly contributions outperform smart market timing. Dollar cost averaging means buying the same amount monthly regardless of market highs or lows. The market dropped 50% in 2009. The investors who kept buying monthly recovered twice as fast. You don't need to time the market, you need time in the market. 20-year horizon beats everything. A 1% annual fee over 30 years on $200,000 costs you $170,000 in lost compounding. VOO charges 0.03% annually. That fee gap across 30 years is retirement changing. In the next act, I'm showing you the number that most six-figure earners will never see. It's the data point that breaks the income myth entirely. 61% of Americans earning over $100,000 a year live paycheck to paycheck. Income doesn't solve the spending problem. It usually funds it at a higher level. This is the income paradox. The more you earn without margin discipline, the more you need to maintain the illusion. The person in the 10-year-old Toyota with a $1 million portfolio beats the BMW leaser every time. Compound interest is not a math concept. It is a boulder rolling downhill, slow at first, then unstoppable. At year 5, the boulder barely moves. By year 20, it is crushing everything in its path. $1,000 a month at 10% for 30 years becomes $2,200,000. The same $1,000 a month for just 10 years becomes $209,000. Time is the real variable. Starting at 25 versus starting at 35 loses $400,000 in final portfolio value. Same contributions. This is why Marcus is actually behind. Higher income, lower savings rate, shorter compounding runway. Jordan, lower income, higher margin, longer runway. Jordan wins by 62% at retirement. Here's what nobody tells you about net worth. It will go down before it goes up. That's normal. Market corrections happen. Average S&P 500 correction, 14%. Average recovery time, 4 months. Looking at monthly net worth is like checking a YouTube channel in its worst week. Misleading. 2 years ago, his channel's best day got 21,000 views. Today, his worst day gets 30,000. Net worth is exactly the same. Focus on the long trend. Ignore the monthly noise. Your net worth is a lagging indicator. What you do today shows up in the numbers years from now. The 3 red flags that mean you are quietly off track, even if nobody knows it. Red flag 1. You've started to find reviewing your finances boring. That's not discipline, that's avoidance. The people with the strongest finances are often the ones who review them most obsessively, not occasionally. Red flag 2. You've borrowed money to cover a regular monthly expense. That is a structural problem. Borrowing for emergencies is understandable. Borrowing for normal life means the budget is broken. Red flag 3. Your statement surprised you. If you're shocked by your spending, you're not watching it. You should know your weekly spend within 5% accuracy, without checking. That's what tracking gives you. If you avoid all 3 red flags, net worth growth becomes almost inevitable over time. Almost. Measure success by your own scorecard, not your neighbor's, not your LinkedIn feed, yours. Even a 9-figure net worth will feel inadequate if your peer group is billionaires. The game doesn't end. Define the life you want, price it exactly, build a portfolio to fund it. That's the whole system. This is where most people fail. They never define the target, so they never know when they've won. In the final act, I'm going to give you the complete system, including how Marcus eventually corrects course and why Jordan almost quits. Stay with me. The complete system starts with one number, your target annual spend in retirement. Write it down right now. Multiply that number by 25. That is your financial independence portfolio target under the 4% rule. Step 2. Build your emergency fund to 3 months of actual expenses, not income, expenses. Put that emergency fund in a high-yield savings account, current rates above 4%. Federal Reserve data. Step 3. Eliminate high-interest debt first. Credit card rates averaging 21%. Vanguard's data. 21% guaranteed return when you pay off that card. No investment beats guaranteed 21%. Step 4. Max your Roth IRA, $7,000 a year if under 50. IRS 2024 limit. Invest that Roth IRA in VOO or VTI. Low cost, diversified, historically around 10% annually. Step 5. Contribute to your employer 401k at least up to the match. That match is free money. Not capturing the full employer match is leaving guaranteed compensation on the table every year. Step 6. Invest the remaining margin in a taxable brokerage account. Same ETFs, same discipline. This 6-step sequence, emergency fund, debt, Roth IRA, 401k match, taxable account, is the full stack. Jordan has been running this stack for 7 years. Marcus finally starts after a financial wake-up call at 40. Jordan almost quit at year 2 when the market dropped 18%. Didn't, kept buying. Best decision. The market drop scared Jordan. But the compound boulder was already rolling. You can't stop it by selling. Selling in a downturn locks in the loss permanently. Holding lets compounding heal it automatically. Over 60% of active fund managers underperformed the S&P 500 over 10 years. Morningstar data. An index fund beats most professionals, not because it's clever, because it's cheap and patient. Your savings rate of 20% on any income level will build wealth. 15% works too. 5 does not. The boulder is rolling for Jordan now. Unstoppable. Marcus just pushed his off the edge of the hill. 20 years late, but still rolling. 20 years late is not too late. The best time to start was 20 years ago. Second best is today. Marcus at 40, saving $1,600 a month for 20 years at 10%, reaches $1,100,000. Not the same as Jordan, but $1,100,000 can fund a $44,000 annual retirement under the 4% rule. The sign your finances are truly strong, your net worth grows year over year. Not every month, every year. Year-over-year net worth growth is the report card that actually matters. Everything else is noise. Rome wasn't built in a day. Neither is a $1 million portfolio. Both require consistent, incremental action. You don't need to double your money this year. You need to grow it consistently for the next 20. Your spending data is your most underutilized financial asset. 9 years of it changed everything for me. Track, automate, invest in low-cost index funds, review annually, ignore the noise. That is genuinely the whole system. Most people spend decades looking rich. The disciplined few spend decades becoming rich. The difference is invisible until it isn't. The stealth wealth identity. No designer logos, no leased luxury, no lifestyle performance. Just compound interest. Status buying is consumption. Wealth building is accumulation. They are mutually exclusive at the margin. The financial independence number isn't about being rich. It's about buying back your time permanently. Every point on the journey toward financial independence is worth something, including where you are right now. You don't need to feel financially secure to be financially secure. Those are not the same measurement. The 7 signs reviewed. No wealth display. Emergency fund exists. Goals met. Below means debt managed, own scorecard, net worth growing. If 3 or more apply to you right now, you are doing better than you think. The data says so. If none apply, that changes today. Emergency fund first. $100 this week is enough to begin. The psychological benefit of a financial floor, even a small one, is immediate and measurable. Research confirms it. Financial progress is not linear. It is exponential. Slow for years, then suddenly obvious to everyone. While it feels slow, the invisible compounding is happening. Every month. Every reinvested dividend, every automatic contribution. Do not let a bad month convince you that a bad decade is coming. Zoom out. Always zoom out. Jordan's portfolio at year 15, $840,000. Marcus at year 5 of his restart, $93,000. Marcus knows he won't catch Jordan, but he also knows his boulder is rolling. That is enough. Marcus and Jordan both use the same system, different start dates, same direction, same destination eventually. The boulder doesn't care when you pushed it. The only financial race worth running is against your past self, not your neighbor, not your LinkedIn. Next year's version of you will be grateful that today's version started, or kept going. Either applies. The compound boulder, slow at first, then unstoppable, is the only financial force that matters over a lifetime. You don't need a six-figure income to build a seven-figure portfolio. You need margin, time, and index funds. You're tracking expenses, funding an emergency account, and investing consistently. You are already doing it right, even if it doesn't feel like it yet. The data will confirm it before the feeling ever does. You feel broke, your bank account still disagrees. That gap closes, but only one direction at a time. Every week, I decode one boring financial document so you don't have to. If this changed how you think, subscribe and leave a thumbs up.